cast of characters here live. It's about right. We have Ryan Fools, one of the most winningest and historically best coaches in Gears Esports history. Now he's joining us in the desk. Ryan, how you doing today?
I am so excited to be here. Mexico always provides the best events. The community is incredible. And I'm also excited to share the desk with some of my very good friends in the Gears of War scene, some buddies of mine. So looking forward to breaking down the action.
Speaking of which, I said one of the winningest coaches in PR. I think a teardrop down here. As this man, former coach of Ghost Gaming, is joining us today. And then we have the man of the metaphors, Colin, joining us, who's been bringing such energy to the pro circuit all season long. It's a pleasure to be back and joined with these gentlemen for what's going to be a great match number 2. Colin, how are you enjoying the action so far?
I couldn't be any happier. Look, we're in the land of Gears of War, and I think this is the best venue. These are the best fans. We're getting the best action. For Christ's sake, we even got Carlos Ferro in the building. Dominic Santiago's running around in the crowd.
And but can I tell you, these guys didn't know that it was Dom. And as soon as he said, "Sup, bitches," we got the entire crowd went crazy, and people were lining up to take pictures. So it's been a lot of fun live in the venue. The energy is amazing. But match number 2 is going to be a great one. We're going to, of course, have all the time in the world to break that down. But before we do that, let's get into the minds of the players on the main stage. It looks like we have Powell ready with an interview with Franchise & Co.
Forward to. We have a veteran player here, Franchise. This isn't your first rodeo. We were just talking. You've actually lost count on how many Gears events you've done. This is some veteran players, but your first time coming together like this. How mentally prepared are you for Mexico?
This is the hardest working team I've ever been on. That's saying a lot with how many teammates I've ever had. But we've worked really, really hard since we've come together, and we're ready to show it.
All right, Detox, your team's got a lot of passion and drive. I know there was a lot of smack talking on here. I personally like it. I feel it drives you guys. Your name's Detox. Is there any Detox going to be happening here?
We're just going to play our game, beat them up, and get out of here.
I want to know, what are your strengths coming into Mexico? This is a big event. This is where we separate the big boys and the little boys. What's the mental attitude coming into this?
Mental attitude is basically play our game, do what we have to do, because, you know, setback with Vic, we have Keem, and we're just going to keep doing what we were doing when we had Vic.
All right, you heard it. Well, let's get this matchup started. Shake hands.
What we're about to see with these two teams on stage. I know it's going to be a grudge match. Colin, PR, I know you guys have both been watching online for the past couple of weeks. Talking about that.
I think it all starts with this online rivalry. It's kind of started between Rise and Denial, or even back when Franchise was on this old Echo Fox roster as well, where he kind of called them online kids to go over losing scrims and little 2K tournaments, and then Rise is, you know, obviously they're going to talk back and be like, we're not online, we're here. So this is one of their first opportunities here to show that they're not an online team.
World War I was in 1919. World War II was 1939. World War III is about to happen on that stage, baby. I can't wait to get this thing started.
And that's the first of the many metaphors you can expect from the Southern Charm, the Southern Gentleman himself, my man Colin on the far left here. World War III about to ensue between these two teams on the main stage. We got Risenation, we got Denial. Let's learn a little bit more about these teams.
My name is DeMarco Gaines, my gamer tag is Drix, and I've been playing Gears for 10 years. The thing that keeps me coming back is just more of like, I haven't won yet, and I won't stop until that day comes. I'll win a few, and then maybe I'll think about retirement, but until then, I'm here for the long run. Being on a young team is hectic, but I'm willing to teach and be here for whatever they need out of me. So I like it, because I can learn from them too. The teams that are doubting us, I just don't pay them no attention. Don't worry about them. You're either going to be a fan or you don't have to root for me. It's not bothering me at all.
And there you have it from Drix himself, one of the most underrated players, and he knows it, and he hates it, and he plays with that chip on his shoulder. Ryan, you've competed against him as a coach for a long time. Talk about Drix and what he brings to the table.
Yeah, I mean, Drix is one of those players who does the things that go unnoticed, right? He's one of those guys who fills the lanes, puts the shots in for his team. He has a team of very, very skilled players, very, very fast players who make the flashy reaction shots. While he still has the ability to do those things, he's much more comfortable being kind of on the back lines and making his teammates shine. And so he's a guy that every team loves to have, but not necessarily a guy who you always see in the top 10 plays.
You can't get much more shine, though, on that team because you got guys like Avexi and Detox. You said Drix does the unnoticed things. He does the dirty work. Drix and Avexis and Detox, they go out there, they do the clean work, they do the crispy work, they get the power weapons, they make sure everybody knows what their name is.
And why is that work easy? Because you got a guy like DeMarco Gaines in the back, shooting that Lancer, getting those shots in, a little pistol there, a little LT there. So again, huge shout out to Drix, obviously a very, very good player. He's been doing this for a long, long time. He came up through Gears 3, right? That's when we kind of first saw him through those teams. We used to be Obey Drix, right, in the Hyphen days. So we'll love to see him on the main stage. That being said, though, he's up against a Titan in my eyes. And I think Denial's going to take the series 2-0.
The first of many disagreements between our analysts and casters here on the stage. It's going to be a fun one. You see Risenation on the screen right now. They're going to be going up against a challenge in a Denial squad that is said to be the second super team to be formed in Gears Esports. The merger of old Echo Fox, Ryan's old team, and old Ghost Gaming, PR's old team to my left. It's going to be a great one. Old Town is the map to kick this one off. Can Franchise, the captain of this team, call the right shots, make the right plays, or will it be Risenation, the team that caught fire in Columbus, to take it away? To call the action, we have two of the greatest in the game, one of the best analysts, followed by one of the best play-by-play casters, PR. Colin, take it away.
Wow, Colin. What an amazing match for us here at game number 2. And this is honestly one of the ones I've been looking forward to on Friday is Denial versus Rise. Like we already talked about, you know, before, how there's online rivalries going down with these two guys. And another thing I noticed before this match that we didn't really get to talk about too much was there was a little bit of an altercation or words exchanged between a player from one team and a coach on another team. Can you shed some light on that?
Hey, look, these rivalries run deep, and especially when you got that much hatred coming into an event like this, and you know you got to take advantage of any opportunity you get to drive that point home, try to get in the heads of your opponents. I love it. We're fighting wars on 3 facets. We got gameplay, we got mental play, and now we're going to get a break play because it looked like we got too hyped. We had somebody not load into the game. We're coming right back here to the desk, so you can hear some more jibber jabber from those of us here at the desk.
I like jibber jabber. I don't know about you guys, but I like the jibber jabber.
Yep.
Sounds like a lot of war is about to go down here. As I keep hearing these references to war, it gets me more and more excited for the match. But once again, to try to build some energy and momentum for you guys. It's the second match in a row. We had a little bit of a false call, but we're excited to get things underway. Ryan, you coached Franchise for a long time. You sat behind him as a little bit of a decision maker as well for the roster. What was the dynamic like between coach and player in Franchise?
Yeah, I mean, Franchise is a very unique player in the Gears of War scene because he's honestly has such a command of strategy, such a command of mid-round, right, in ways that we only see kind of him and Explosive sort of be those two leaders, right? We time and time again talk about Fran and Explosive being the two best in-game leaders in the game. So from my end, some of those things were a little easy, right? So what I would look to do is actually fill those voids in other areas because I know I have the best strategist in my eyes in the game at the time, right? And so for me, I don't need to necessarily reinvent the wheel because I kind of already have the master at work. So for me, it's about developing those soft skills with our players, right? Filling those lanes, filling those communication gaps. Fran's mind is working so fast, doing so many things at once. It's my job as a coach to fill in the things that his mind might miss in the middle of all the madness, right? So for just in little things, right? Man, people don't think about things like knowing how if you went on 1, knowing if you went on 2, knowing if you need a break, just all these little things that, you know, when you're calling so many things for so many players, you tend to forget about.
Yeah, very interesting insight there because having the humility to take a step back in that role is something that was important for you, and you had the humility and the emotional intelligence to realize that. One thing I want to ask, though, is now they have Fatal Strike behind them. An entirely different coach than that style of Ryan. Definitely more of an outspoken coach who likes to take charge, likes to take command. PR, I know you worked with them often back in the Ghost Gaming days. What's the difference there between a coach like Ryan and a coach like Fatal?
I think the main difference, you kind of spoke about it, is how vocal Fatal is. And he likes to be the guy kind of maybe not necessarily Bill Belichick calling the shots because, you know, you have Franchise doing that. But he's that offensive coordinator. He's the defensive coordinator. He's letting them know, hey, you ran this try. Did it work? Did it not work? And he's kind of keeping those percentages of if the play is working or not, so you know to run it or not or what you need to change.
Yeah, meanwhile, we also have Fatal Strike, who is absolutely heated up in this tournament. Franchise as well. For those that did not hear, a little bit of controversy in the Gears of War scene. We're calling it Spygate.
Spygate.
A little controversy.
Okay.
All right, we're going with a little. That's the adjective
A
you
little
want to
bit,
use.
yeah,
All
exactly.
right.
Let's call it an exaggeration right there. All of the VOD, for those that did not hear, all of the secret VOD, video on demand, the scrims, the strat, the communication, was leaked from Denial. They had a secret Twitch channel that they streamed to as an opportunity to watch strategies, to go over things. That channel was found, was then sent to every single team. Ryan, I know you used to actually be a part of that madness with us with the channel. What type of impact is that going to have in the Nile?
All right, so I have the hot take here, right? So when you hear that at home, oh my God, all the VOD, all the strategy, all the calling, all that stuff, right? Sounds like it means the world, right? I'll keep it 100% with you guys. It's not that important in this scenario. My old NV team with franchise, some of these guys, we used to stream scrims every single day. I know a lot of you at home used to watch our streams all the time. We used to stream scrims all the time, right? We recently stopped, but that being said, we were still a notch ahead of absolutely everyone except for Optic, obviously. But I'm telling you, it sounds like it means a lot. I personally don't think it means that much. The game has been out for 3 years now, right? Players are playing at such a high level now, and there's so much strategy being developed. New things are coming out every single day.
Yeah, and one thing, Colin, I'm going to leave it last to you, and we're about to load into the game here, so I want you to be quick. I want you to be hot like you always do. Denial Esports. We got Icy, we got Franchise, we got Rezik on one team. What type of energy can we expect from this squad with Fatal Strike behind them?
Nuclear. It's nuclear energy. It's ready to explode all day long. All you got to have is one tipping point. One person get a little hot, one person get a little steamed. Next thing you know, explosions happen. You might get a 7-0 quickly if you're not careful, because those boys can take advantage of that emotion. I spoke to Icy yesterday. Good quotes.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen here as it looks like the match is ready to go and underway. Once again, we have Colin, the play-by-play caller, and PR, the analyst, to my left, ready to bring you the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to bring you all the action here on Old Town. I can't wait to see how they spread the forces out. You're normally going to have one person go to those home hills, and then you'll probably have a 2v2 split, or maybe one team overload one side. But it looks like we are going to have even numbers across the board. Smokes come out. Detox in a big 2v2 situation. He's going to get brushed up on, though, by Rushy. Rushy's in the back. He's going to get him down, so Detox is still roaming around. He's going to get cleaned up along with his teammate. Let's fly over to Drix, though, see how he can hold off the clock tower. Playing the home hills for his team, it's a big spot for him.
Yep, and typically you kind of see this where that home hill guy will either run up towards that bell tower side of the map or the middle to back him up. Drix knew his teammates over on B side died. He can't really press forward too much because he will get angled out. You see the setup for Risenation right now. Backs up against the wall, and it's going to look like Jerpy. Jerpy's going to be that guy right now with that smoke getting tossed out by his teammate to be able to push up towards that statue side. Him and Avexis are going to be the ones to make this play.
And I love that. They've used that smoke. They try to get this positioning right here in the middle. They're going to push Denial further back into that middle area. But once one kill comes out, now Jerpy has to play off his back foot. He's got to use these L triggers, try to get damage, try to get something to hurt. But he's going to get shot in the back, and he's going to get taken down and out. So now we're going to fly over here to the B hill. I love this. Look at Keem trying to go big for his team in a 1v1 versus Rushies and wins it. Had to make a hero play, but it wasn't quick enough. Sleepy time on a big rotation takes out Keem, and the pressure still lies solely on Risenation in this first round.
Drix, he put himself in a bad spot. A couple of traded shots with Franchise. He's going to come out on top of that exchange. And if I'm Drix, if I'm Risenation, I'm going to go ahead and use that one-man advantage to go ahead and push up. And if you see the Drix, he's already doing that towards the bell tower. He's trying to be that distraction, get behind enemy lines. That's going to force the players back from Denial, where Risenation, the players on the other side of the map, can make that push. But Avexis, he's going to get taken down early, along with Detox as well. Drix, he's going to try and push up, try and spread the defense for Denial, so that way they can't really pressure for a triple cap just yet.
Man, it's almost like they're banging ahead against the concrete wall in this round. Every time they try to coordinate a push, they try to make something happen. They are waiting for them, and they make the correct play call to counter it. If I'm Risenation, this is kind of a huddle moment for me. You're late in the round, 175 to 95. You got to make something happen right here, right now, or this is slipping out of your hands.
Yep, Risenation just needs to go at this point. There's no organization that can happen for these teams. Did you see Jerpy? He jammed his reload. He's trying to go straight at. Jerpy can't even really necessarily make a coordinated push. He needs to go in. He needs to break B. He can't even cap B. He needs to keep the train rolling, and that's what we need to see from every member of Risenation.
Jerpy's, he's here at the B hill. He knows he's in a tough position, but he's going to have to push up, and it's too little, too late. Round number one goes in favor of Denial, and that really is that emotion. They dominated that first round. Risenation kept banging their head against the wall. They kept trying to make something happen. But take a look at the very bottom there. Detox, no kills, no downs, 43 points across the board. You can't have that happen. That man is too good to be throwing up numbers like that.
Especially in that first round, there was many opportunities for Risenation to come back into this one. And you see the first weapon dropped of the match is going to be a sniper at B. Personally, I don't even know how to feel about it yet. But if you're Risenation, you have a coach who's playing right now in Keem. You have your analyst stepping in as the coach in Escamani. And I know for a fact back in this invitational, the charity invitational, it was Escamani. While he was at home, he was talking to his team, messaging them, and getting in calls with them and letting them know certain looks. And that's exactly what we need to see here from Risenation.
He's going to have to make some phone calls if they want to have a repeat performance of that invitational, because they were absolutely dominating, especially on this map, Old Town. but Rushies, and I believe that is the main himself, Icy, is playing that Diamond Cog character, that beautiful Diamond Cog. They're right here in this 2v2. Bit of a stalemate. They're waiting to see who can win that middle fight to give them some help. Franchise is going to get taken out on the home hill, so Drix will have control over that clock tower, I believe, on the opposite side of the map.
And I'm really curious to see what Drix did off of that kill, because typically you would see them try to push forward or try and get those extra kills in towards the middle, but Keem on the other side of the map, he's going to get a double kill. Rushies and Icy backs up against the wall for their team for just a moment. They're going to be able to pick up one kill. Icy does go down. Rushies doing what he can to save him, but he's going to get chunked away. The two more members of Denial are pushing up towards this B side of the map to save the round. They're going to go ahead and come out on top, but Colin, the lead is going to go over to Risenation in round number 2.
That's a big hero play there by Franchise. That's a great rotation by him. Coming off that respawn, early death, but he comes over here, he gets the call out. Rushy says, hey, look, we need some help over here. One of us is going to go down, we're going to do a little trade-off. And you see, look, they're going to play through this back street. They're going to continue to try to push this issue. They're going to try to get this sniper into their control. Even though Rise has control over that middle area, they're going to send their numbers to this back street and try to make something happen. But now Franchise and Rushies get taken out. Icy left on an island over here to try to make something happen. But there's 3 people looking at you, and that's never a good thing.
I almost thought Icy was going to be able to pull away with that one. Rezik forced to back up after his teammate falls over at B. You see him rotating around B. Finally going to go in favor of Risenation once more, but Denial on their back foot right now, forced to make some sort of push, start to make aggressive plays, but Sleepy goes down. Rezik is going to fall next. Risenation, they do have the upper hand here, and this is where you're going to tend to see them threatening for that triple cap. But luckily for Denial on the other side of the map, that's going to be Rushies and Franchise once again saving the round by decapping B.
And that's a trade coming out. Detox and Franchise trade right there on those steps of the sniper. So I believe the sniper's been taken off the map right now. You're just worried about a base setup. That sniper will be respawning here shortly, but it's not as important as getting a break. Rushies has to be a little bit annoying. Look at him. He's creeping up there. Catches the first off guard, but can't get the second.
It's just warm up right now for Rushies, because I know Rushies is one of those players to where you don't necessarily watch him and think he's the smartest player in the world, but he's one of the few players in the world where he can push into a 1v5 and get 2 or 3 of them almost every time. He's trying to make it happen there, but it's going to be Icy's turn, but he unfortunately is going to fall to Detox. Risenation in a good spot. They went off of one hill. They need to play some good defense and make sure they're not taking unnecessary fights here.
Icy thought he had reservations at that restaurant. He thought he was going to eat right there, but the big dog got sent home without nothing to eat. No doggy bag by Icy right there, but here we go. Here, it's a little bit out of your control. That's a huge kill, though. So now you can get all the pressure on Denial's home hill. Denial's going to have to fight out of a corner. They have nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. The members of Rise are right outside. You've got to fly. You almost have no time left to get to the other side of the map to get the break. So I do believe this second round will be wrapped up by Risenation, and it will go to a tie 1-1.
And this is the kind of match that some people might not have expected, but because of powers being replaced by Keem due to an age, the age restriction. But I honestly think, yes, Risenation might be losing a lot of slaying power with losing powers, but one of my biggest gripes with Risenation was they really had no direction besides Keem standing behind him as their coach. Now they have the guy that's going to lead them and direct traffic, playing with them, with their analysts on the backside, filling in the rest of those duties right there, so you have double coach power. So like I said, you lose a little bit of slaying, but you make up for it in other areas.
And that's what you got to do. Look, somebody drops a little bit here, you got to pick it up over here, and I'm sure you've seen it over all your years of competing, casting, coaching, and I think that's huge for them, that Keem had to take that coach's role, and now he knows how to make all those calls when he's on the platform. Now he's playing right by side with his friends. But here we are on board with Rezik. Smoke's coming out. He's a little bit hurt, but I think he will get most of his health back. But look at the easy pull-up by Keem. He knew to wait for that smoke to go off. He knew he could get the positioning and get plenty of Lancer bullets out. So Risenation will take over that control of the middle map area, and that is bad news for Denial over here on the back street.
But he just needs to stay alive. The Vexes needs to waste some time. Grenades are going to be thrown from his teammates. Gets him full red. Icy and Rushies escaping narrowly, and he's going to be rewarded with this sniper.
And with 2 dead, with a third going down now, Denial needs to pump. They don't need to pump the brakes. They need to hit the accelerator as hard as they can go. Getting that Ferrari, trying to go. Oh, no, Icy gave him a haircut. Ladies and gentlemen, free of charge at the barbershop. Lordy, Icy with a highlight reel play right there if I've seen one. Jacob, 2-1 in the blink of an eye, less than a minute. Denial came out on fire in that round.
That was one of those moments, one of those plays by Icy right there where he misses that shot. Chances are he's probably dead. He's too close. He's going to get chunked. But that's why you call these star players, because they make things like that happen for their teams.
Don't ever tell him the percentages when he's got a sniper in his hands. He's willing to bet on himself. But let's take a look here at the scoreboard. What do you see that sticks out to you most, PR?
I mean, one of the biggest things is Icy with his 10 kills, and you see on the other side Rushies with 3. So even though they're both playing B Street, they have a combined 13 kills. Typically, you see Rushies going off with the Slayer, but when you add firepower like Icy to the squad, almost any one of these players can go off at any moment. And another thing I noticed, especially on the side of Risenation on the other side, they're pretty quick in the middle. It's that B fight that seems to be failing them time and time again.
So now Risenation's going to have to fight back again. They lose another round, so they're going to have to try to even things up. Franchise trying to be a little sneaky right there, gets called out, gets cleaned up by Jerpy. 2 die on backstreet. So now Risenation might have control over the middle map, but Keem, he's going to OE. He knows the smart play. He got out of there. He got out of dodge, went straight to the home hill of denial. Do you agree with that move or not?
I do agree with it, especially since your teammates died across the map. My one thing is I'm kind of like wondering where Drix go off a respawn. They have no points, which means Drix didn't cap his home hill. So they doubled up with sending Drix through B, and I do believe it was through B because Drix has the sniper, and Rushies was the one who kind of picked that up first off.
Hey, he had to go find himself a little bit of a treasure trove, all right? He had to go get that sniper before he could reset with the rest of his team. And they might be down in points, but it's really early in this round. You can get your respawns up, and you can make a good coordinated push. Drix needed to die right there. You had the down. Franchise couldn't even get to him to clean it up. So that's just a wasted move by Franchise, I believe. It only is going to delay the inevitable, where right now Risenation is going to be able to fly down this back street alleyway and get the decap here on B Hill, slow those points down for Denial, and slowly continue methodically taking out the members of Denial and continuing to put pressure down on that bottom of the area, that bottom street area.
And Jerpy, he's probably one of the more consistent roadblocks for Risenation. You go up against that brick wall and Jerpy, whether you need him to get big downs, whether you get big slaying games, he always seems to come out when you need him. And you see this exchange going down between Drix, Jerpy versus Icy and Franchise. 2 former members of Echo Fox teaming up here on Denial, trying to come out on top of Vexy, grabbing another sniper. So 2 snipers in the head of Risenation. Jerpy once again making things happen with another double kill. And this is the guy I talked about. He's everywhere you need him to be. Even though he doesn't necessarily get the hype and the prestige behind it, he continues to just do his job, and he's not worried about all that.
Yes, Jerpy Jeff, a longtime player for E United, coming over here to Risenation. Everybody was curious why he was getting picked up, why he got dropped, but you could see it each and every week that he plays for Risenation. You know dang well why he got picked up by this team. He does everything that they need him to do. He's a linchpin. Drix is trying to get these shots in the back, trying to stop Sleepy Time from coming into their home hill. They're still having to fight off Icy, bouncing around. If he can get a kill here on Drix, that might be able to free them up to run across the map and try to prevent this round from getting out of their control. That's a big-time pickup, but all it does is delay the inevitable. He still gets killed, but Icy, great trade by him, so he's going to be able to take over this middle market area. I think he's going to be in a 1v1 here with Jerpy in the middle market, and I believe those frags have respawned already. I don't know if somebody's picked them up.
Yeah, somebody just picked him up on the side of Risenation. I do believe it's a Vexy's in the middle along with Jerpy. And if you look at the score calling, they have climbed back into this one. Even though it does look like Denial is trying to get control of B, they do trail. And this is a good opportunity right now for Risenation. But as I say, that's going to be Jerpy getting taken down. The Vexy's needs to push up and try and save his teammate Drix in such a bad spot. He's going to almost get down. They're trying to push up and finish him off. Vexy strikes back, getting one, going into number 1v2. This is a good opportunity. Vexy's finally getting taken down. But the man, the myth, the legend, trying to make it happen. If you look at the score, Colin, this is still in Risenation's favor.
Oh my God, Keem makes the brilliant play there. He rows all the way over to the C Hill, gets the decap there. He's now come into the backside of B Hill where nobody was left for Denial to get a break there. So they're going to end up getting this round. My goodness gracious, they are standing in the middle of the ring, delivering haymakers, but nobody's falling on their back. They're just hitting each other in the face, hoping something's going to happen.
I got 2 words for you. Jerpy Jeff.
Ain't nothing jerpy about his gameplay.
He's coming out here. You tell me if anything sticks out on this team. If you look at it now, Jerpy, even though he's kind of the one being patient, getting that double kill, baiting, not necessarily baiting if Vexy's and Drix with the snipers, but they know if Vexy's picked up sniper, they knew Drix also had a sniper, so maybe they didn't even know Jerpy was there, so they tried to push up and make a play through B Street, and Jerpy getting a quick double kill, and that opened up the rest of the round for Risenation. Incredible gameplay and then lots of close action. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure.
Hammer bursts get put down. That's not going to change a lot about your opening strat. You might have your home hill player pick it up. You might have them pick it up off a respawn. But it looks like everybody will not get it right here. They're going to wait for them to come off a respawn. So the big smokes come out now. The frag grenades go in favor of Resnick, but Detox gets the snipe and the kill on Rushies. That's huge. Not only did you get the power weapon, you got the kill, and you're still sitting pretty over there. And I absolutely love how they played this backstreet. They overloaded it. There's 3 members of Risenation over there, and it looks like they've wiped most of Denial off the map for this early round section, and now Detox has got to make a decision because the 2 members that weren't killed for Denial, they're following him.
He's doing a great job staying alive with that sniper. Detox making all the right moves right now, waiting for his teammates to spawn up, and that's when you're going to see this next push-up come out from Risenation. Once all 5 are up, Denial, they have an opportunity to set up and create a good defense, so it's going to be up to Risenation to make this push here. It's just only a matter of time. I know we kind of see through the X-ray cam, but these players that are playing right now do not see. They do not know that the defense for Denial, they have 3 stacked over there, 1 towards Bell Tower, but one of them's kind of playing the flex role. We saw him at the top of the fence, but it's going to be the push for Risenation coming in. Jerpy in the middle of the map, trying to get as much damage as he can, trying to distract the players of Denial while the rest of his team is pushing up, and this is looking like it's going in their favor.
Yeah, Rezik went down, but he got picked back up, so they never ever lost the fight. Sleepy, though, in a 2v1 in middle market. He's finally going to get some help from his friend. I believe that his franchise is rotated over, but not enough shots come out. He's not going to be able to even get a kill. So that's 3 getting wiped off the map real quick, about 5 seconds away from each other. So Rise needs to push up here, get the break on the Denial home hill, and put them between a rock and a hard place.
Yep, and Icy, he was full red right there. If you guys are wondering why he didn't necessarily go for that revive or anything like that, he can't really move in that situation. One Lancer Bolt will down you, but Jerpy versus Icy, the 2 stars of their respective teams, or at least the 2 stars in the match so far. Icy, he's forced to make some sort of a play. His triple cap sound did look like it was coming out, and Jerpy, once again, if you look at the stats, calling 16 kills, 6 deaths. Now, we said before, it was up to Risenation to make the push. Now it's Risenation's turn to defend this play. With Jerpy with the sniper, I almost want Jerpy to trade the sniper away, not because he's not good with it, because he's doing everything right so far without it in his hands.
He doesn't really need it at all to do what he needs to do, but he sees that member playing on the blocks for Denial. He knows that he gets the call out. Rushy's tries to come back across that pillar. He gets taken out. They're playing pristinely on this back street. They are just making it look so easy for Denial these last couple of rounds on that back street. They have dominated it ever since they got that sniper down over there. They lost 1 round with it, but ever since then, they've played unbelievably well over there on that back street.
Oh my god, now they're going in to threaten with that triple cap, but Vexy's Jerpy just putting on the show, trying to kill Fran right now. Franchise taken down as well. Rushies, he's going to be the 3rd one to fall, make that 5 actually his sleepy time. He's unable to get that touch, and at this point, I think we got some breaking news. Risenation just changed their team name to Jerp Nation.
Jerp Nation, all right, we're going to go with it maybe for a couple of rounds, see if we can get it to stick inside the chat. But ladies and gentlemen, Risenation, they stood up after that round. They want Denial to hear them. They want them to know we're not here to be pushed around anymore. We don't care that we've been in the same pool for most of Season 2. We're here to take what's ours. We're going to be the big dogs of the pool, and we're going to go forward, and we're going to be the dominant team here. I love to see that energy. I love to see that hype coming out from a team. Shock grenades placed down. Again, another non-map changing weapon placement. Avexis, 13 kills, no downs. He don't care about the downs. He just wants to slay out. And I'm telling you, take the chains off the big dog, let him run free and get the kills.
Avexy's over there thinking this is a rank match almost, with the way his downs look, even though he does have 14 deaths. So maybe he may take a little bit of break. But here in our 6th round, last round of the half, long respawn rounds, you could almost win the round at any moment. Detox, he's going to get that sniper first, but Rezik's going to go ahead and get the nades for Denial. So this is where things tend to slow down just a little bit, especially in a round of this caliber where it's 22-second respawn timers. Icy getting first blood on Avexis, but the sniper's still in the hands of Detox. He needs to be able to stay alive with it. I don't think that's going to happen, though.
That's a big missed shot coming out from Icy, but they're going to end up still getting it down. They're going to be able to clean him up, take that sniper off the map. So now if you're Denial, you don't pump the brakes here. You continue to press forward. You're going to have to win around to even it back up to go into the half 3-3 because there is no way you want to go in there 4-2 down. So let's see what Rezik and Icy, and I believe Rushies is still up there with him, decide to do up here. That's a big frag by Rezik. Will it get the kill? No, it will not. He's able to get out of there with his life intact. He's throwing the other nade. Will that get it? No, he won't. 2 big frags out, 2 big frags missed. PR, that can't happen.
This is 22-second respawn round. This is Risenation opportunity to close out this half with a 4-2 lead. They need to press forward, kind of like what you said. Press forward, get these next kills in B, because with the 22-second respawn timers, Risenation should be looking to go for 1 kill. to the next, not necessarily going for the hills, but making sure that not all 5 members are denial up at once. As you see Avexys pick it off Rushies, so the numbers are still in Rise favor. That's a double kill by Avexys, still yet to get it down, but who needs it down when you have this much slaying power?
Hey, look, he ain't taking no prisoners out here. Franchise bouncing around. He's going to get the break on his own hill. Rezik is going to get down. He's going to get cleaned up as well as Franchise. They both get killed. They get wiped off the map, and Rise Nation will take the lead into the half 4-2. That's massive if you ask me. That's not 2 rounds to me. That's like 20 rounds when you're playing a team as talented as Rise Nation.
And to me, that comes down to, I do believe that was Rezik. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but that frag grenade by Rezik where it just completely kind of missed the guy in the corner, and he just wasn't able to get the kill. He tries for a second one, stays too long, gets down, and that was the opening Rise Nation needed.
And I hope they continue it going forward here. Look, I love the way they're playing. They are not taking any prisoners. They're killing everybody on the map, and they are just continuing this onslaught. They're looking to go up 5-2 right here, and we're going to go on board with the man himself, the all-star of this map, Jerpy Jeff. He's going to be rolling around in the middle. He's going to be called out, though. He's going to go for that Lancer help over the top toward the clock tower.
You see Jerpy, he's finally getting Lancered out. Detox is going to fall first, but it is the new half. So if you guys don't know, spawn swap, hills swap around, weapons get wiped off the mat, and the respawn timers reset back down to 12. So this is, even though they're dying off early on, it's only those 12-second respawn timers, so they have an opportunity to spawn up and make a couple more pushes, as you see Rise Nation is about to do here.
And I think Rise Nation, they're gathering up their forces. Here comes the push after the first smoke. Second smoke comes out. Avexys kills Franchise over that cover. That's a big opening kill for him. That allows the push to continue forward. Keem tries to roll in, get an easy shot on Icy. He doesn't get the chunk, but Rushies is still in there. Rushies and Icy's shooting their shots, making the shots count, getting the kills, playing some great defense, looking like the 86 Bears out there.
Yeah, but you see, they're kind of doing what Rise Nation did in the last round, which was that long respawn round, but they're doing it here in the 12-second respawn rounds. Tricks completely embarrassing his former teammate Sleepy Time. They had a long stint in Season 1 with Ghost Gaming. Drix, it's showing that maybe he was the better player here as they're up 4-2, but Keem trying to keep his team alive along with Detox. They get the decap on FE is also being decapped, but they have a long road ahead of them if they're going to get back in this round.
Oh yeah, it's a long road. It's like Route 66. They're going to have to travel all the way through the desert. You're down by 50 points. You're going to have to hold the 2 hills, or if you're lucky, get a break or 2 there on the enemy home hill, that denial home hill at the top of the street. I think what they're going to do, though, is set up here at E, and they're going to try to fend off this first wave of denial. If you can win this exchange, if you're Rise, do you push forward and go for that decap immediately?
It literally all depends on how you win this exchange, because if you kill 1, maybe 2, and they're spawning up, you can't necessarily go for that decap, or at least you can't go for the capture on that 3rd hill. But right now, if you look at the score, I'm trying to see about 9 seconds. I do believe Rise Nation will be able to come back off 2. I'll know about the 150 mark if it's possible. Yes, it is actually possible. Rise Nation, if they go on and not get any of their hills decapped, they will win off of 2. And a huge double kill by Drix. We talk about him doing what he needs to do and being a solid player. This game, he's actually doing a little bit more than what he usually does.
They pushed up in the middle because they had 1 down, and then the reinforcements came in from Backstreet, helped get another down on Franchise. That's why it was so easy. They're crawling around. Nobody was there to pick them up, and now they're going to be able to get this break on the home hill of Denial, and it looks like the wheels are falling off the bus of Denial right now. They're going to go down 5-2. Rise Nation is not slowing down. They have found the blood in the water, and they are going after it.
I got 2 more words for you. King Kong. Keem back on the sticks, making it happen. 12, 7, and 5. Like I said, you lose a little bit of slaying power, because you know Powers probably would have had 65 kills by now. You lose a little bit of slaying power, you get a little bit more direction. And if you look at the hovering, Denial throws that boom shot down, so we're going to see a little bit more of a Gears 3-esque boom fight here. Maybe 3 to 4 members going over, throwing smokes and getting loose.
Next person I hear say that Keem can't shoot anymore, I'm backhanding him. Man has got the hands still, the thumbs, and now he's got the mind of a coach to go with it. That's a triple threat if you ask me, baby. Let's see if they come out here, though. Denial, they're going to have to fight back uphill for a bunch of rounds. They can't keep giving up this backstreet, this boom shot. You see Icy try to go in. He's going to get cleaned up by Detox quickly, and so now the reinforcements have to come in. You got to fly if you're Denial. You got to make something happen. Franchise back there in the cubby, helping Rushies out. They're going to get the kills. They will get the boom shot, and now with 3 dead, go ahead. Press the issue. Try to get the hills.
Yep, and Franchise making a good rotation for Denial. He knows his teammates can go ahead and stay on their home hill. He's trying to make sure E is not easily captured by Risenation. You see it's going to go, the cap's going to come in, 1v1. Keem versus Franchise, former coach versus tactician. That's going to be Keem coming out on top again. Kind of like what you said, if you guys don't think Keem can shoot, we're not watching the same game.
And now Rushies, he's got the boom shot. He's going to swip around. He still hasn't shot one missile out of that rocket launcher, but he is going to come up here, and I think he's going to go for a little hot flank, and he goes. He gets an easy kill. Derby Jeff turns right around and sees a grenade coming at his face, and here comes the possible triple cap. You see him try to slide in there, but Drix will get caught by the other shot of the boom. So that's one round for you if you're denial. You're still down 5-3. You're still staring
I can't hear you
the
very well.
First possible map to go away in your favor. And I'm thinking if you're denial, you keep playing that backstreet. Whatever they put here, keep forcing the issue over there at the backstreet. Don't let that frag grenade.
I'm kind of scared for denial, though.
Why that?
They've been winning and getting nades the majority of the time in the middle of the map.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't disregard.
Yeah,
disregard.
I think Jeff right now is going to get those nades in the middle, and I'm predicting a big play by Jeff. Me and him have a telepathic connection right now, and he's letting me know they're going to get nades and get a double kill.
All right, so here we go. We're going to be on board with Keem, the man that has been smacking everybody in this matchup. He's been making all the big plays, but he goes down. Rezik is going to be able to get the down on Keem. That's huge for that opening salvo coming out, and now we're going to go over to this backstreet area. The kills got to come out in favor of denial. If they get this last one, they could have the boom shot, and they could have the kills in their favor. So Risenation, 4 dead. It's all up to Daddy Drix. Let's see what he can do. If he can show out and show up, he'll be taken out, though. So now Keem coming off respawn. What can he do? What is it that he can do off of that respawn with that boom shot staring him in the face? I'm going to think it's nothing.
Nothing. But this is a good opportunity coming from left, coming from the right. Jerpy's going to go down. Detox needs to go big, especially with Franchise full red. But Franchise getting the shot off that mattered. Denial. 2 straight rounds, 5-4. They still trail the Risenation, but they're gaining some momentum. They're starting the comeback.
Who's an old man? I'm tired of hearing people say he's an old man. I'm telling you, he just made it look oh so simple. He had the boom shot. He had the boom shot in hand. He gets the first kill. He goes and shoots the second one. And then he just lets him up and right into his Nasher, plays him beautifully, plays him like a fiddle, like a good old country boy might. He is living in North Kakalaki now, so I love the fact that he is out there doing his thing.
Yeah, much better, much better.
Yep. No weapon placed. I want to talk about that last round for just a short second. Yeah, I was talking about Jerpy. He's going to go ahead and get those nades. Risenation actually threw a little bit of a trick strat at him. He went middle by himself. Drix went towards Bell Tower to try and get a Lancer on them in the middle while the 3 members kind of fought towards Boom Shot. So even though it wasn't necessarily the right thing, I think, but at the same time, you got to throw these mixed strategies at them, especially if they're starting to gain some momentum. But in this round, it's going to be Detox getting that boom shot first, especially with the Vexy getting first blood. Drix getting a kill as well. But this is a good opportunity right now. A couple missed shots. If he dies, that the boom shot is out of play. Risenation, sort of a blunder of a play there.
Hey, look, Risenation makes a blunder, and if you're denial, you got to go ahead and capitalize. You cannot rest on your laurels. You're still down in round count. They've still been winning these fights. So if I'm Icy, I'm waiting to try to catch somebody. They know you're there, though. So you got to make sure when you catch somebody, you catch them full. You can't let them have any kind of inch to run. Here comes the first nade. I hear it fall in. Will it connect? It does on Franchise. That was a King Griffey Jr. from center field. He still makes the play at home. So now what you're going to see is Rushies is going to have to get out of there. He's going to have to hightail it down back street. And I think what he's going to do his best is to stay alive, but it's not going to happen.
Try to make a blade play happen with Sleepy Time. Hiding there for just a moment. Rushies, he's going to get one. Rushies is going to get 2. Is he going to go for a 3rd kill here? That's going to be a 3rd by Sleepy Time. Rushies, a 4th and a 5th. He kills his teammate for taking his kill. That would have been like 6-7 kills for Rushies in a row right there if Sleepy didn't go ahead and take that one.
Don't steal my shine, big fella. Don't steal my shine. He wanted that kill. He said, don't you be taking it. You'll be coming off respawn shortly. Don't worry.
And this is kind of what I spoke about early on in the match. Rushies, one of the few players that can literally run into 3+ members of the other team and come out on top as he kills Keem there. Keem was trying to wait for his teammates to spawn up. Rushies, he's just trying to be a little bit of a distraction. Put full red. He should go down here momentarily, but this is why Rushies is the star player that he is. He's always escaping 99%.
And look at this, Rushie's still alive, still getting kills, possibly threatening this triple cap, and I think it's going to come through because Keem's alive, but he's not going to be able to make it. Camera sits there on Rushie's as we get it tied up 5-5. This is a massive map one with how much hatred there is between these two teams. This means everything. If you're Rise, you cannot drop it after a dominating first half where you go up 4-2, you win the first round in the second half. I'm telling you, you cannot lose this one. That's a big mental game. That'll mess up your brain.
Yeah, and right now, I think this is a crucial round for Risenation. Obviously, it's 5-5. Winning this round would either put you up 6-5 or losing it would put you 5-6. But I think it's so crucial because of what's been going on. Like you said, 4-2 going into the half, and so far it hasn't been going their way. You see double digits from both Fran and Icy, 24 and 21. Double digits, I meant 20. Jerpy, and I do believe that might be Keem on the other side, maybe a Vexies with those 20-plus kills each.
And now we got Hammerburst, we got Frags. This is basically a mirror image of that first half. Denial still trying to climb the mountain. Smokes come out. Icy's the first into the backstreet Covey, but Rushy's comes in and gets the first kill. Icy's trying to pick somebody off of a misroll. He's going to get one. Rushy's going to get the next one. That's 3 dead quick. You got the boom shot. You got 3 dead. There ain't no way, no how. You don't use this to your advantage to get the 2 home hills and then slowly converge on the E hill when they try to get those numbers off a respawn and try to make something happen.
Yep. Denial with the upper hand, especially Icy having this boom shot on Risenation's home hill. And this is where it's going to get tricky if you're Risenation. You see them spamming up, playing towards E, and that's exactly what they need to do. They need to go ahead and get this guy at Bell Tower and then push forward towards the top side. They know Boom's at the low side, but instead it's going to be Rezik going off, getting that first kill on Keem, staying alive. Franchise getting that kill on Detox. So triple cap does look like it's going to come out for Denial. 2 last-second breaks. Rezik getting 1 more kill as well. Doing a great job staying alive and getting another double kill. Risenation still spawning up, going towards E because Icy is still waiting there with that boom shot, but with the 5th member dead from Risenation. Denial are now on match point, and they have all the momentum on their side, making this comeback, winning the last 4 rounds.
Rezik stands up. He's the closest one to Risenation. I love to see that energy. He's still talking. He's probably halfway through the weapon pick at this point, and Rezik finally sits back down. So all that energy Risenation had earlier is now solely in the command of Denial, and there is no better time to be alive if you're a Denial fan. They've crawled all the way back to 6 to 5 to make this map point. And this is as exciting as it can get for a first map between 2 heavy hitters, PR. I'm so happy you're here with me.
This is just a crazy, crazy 180 of a turn from the first half to the second half, but Risenation needs 2 of the biggest rounds here in game number 1. Or map number 1 of game number 2, I should say. But there you go, 3 members of each team forcing down the middle. Detox, he's going to get in there first, but it doesn't look like he has the help he needs at first. So he's going to try and bounce around. A little flank coming out from Franchise at Vexies. He's going to die first. Rushy's getting the boom. He also got backed up by his teammates. More members of Risenation are fall. Detox, he's in such a weird spot here, especially with Jerpy. They need to waste time. Both of those players are thinking they need to stay alive for it. It's not even about the hill anymore, especially with that shock grenade. So you can expect Detox to shock this hill, so there's no triple cap for Denial. But if you're Denial, you're just getting 1 kill after the next. It's not necessarily about the hills.
Finally, though, Keem slows it down. He's going to get that kill on Rezik over into Clock Tower. So that's going to prevent the possible triple cap being threatened this early in the morning. Keem making a big play for them. Let's see where he rotates out to. I think he's going to go to the other side of the Clock Tower. He's going to look for numbers coming off respawn. He's going to be able to try to give his teammates the most knowledge possible. Say, hey, look, if we flood that side of the map, they might flip it on me because I'm all by myself over here. And it looks like that's what will happen on their X-ray. You can see most of the members of Denial, they're still trying to hold this 2 home hill setup. But you see Risenation with the Lancers, with the Marks, they're trying to push them out.
Yep, they have Franchise down, so in theory they have a little bit of a man advantage here, but Risenation needs to be looking here to push forward towards their own home hill. But with Franchise being able to get up and Drix off of respawn, they're going to go ahead and play their wide. They're going to go and stretch towards Denial's side of the map, push down, and then either they're going to make a split push or they're going to make a push towards Denial's home hill and try and catch the members off guard, spread their defense, and go from there. This is where it's getting interesting, Colin.
It is definitely getting tight. It's getting fine as frogs here because any little mistake can possibly end the round for either team. We're all the way up here at round number 12, so this is big time. Anytime you die, You ain't coming back for a hot minute. Your teammates, you're leaving them out to dry, you're leaving them on an island, and you don't ever want to do that, especially this late in the game. But I love what Risenation is doing. They're playing patiently. They're not trying to force any of this. They might be waiting for a boom to drop so that they can try to get up on it, try to get a kill or two, and then try to move forward with a secondary power weapon spawn. Do you think that's what's going on here, PR?
They are waiting for the boom shot, and they're waiting for it to come up, but it's interesting because right now Denial has full control of that entire street on the map, so in theory they should be the ones getting boom shot. It is going to respawn right now. 2 members of Risenation in the middle. They're looking to hold him off. Franchise, he's going to go up for it. He gets put full red by Drix's Hammerburst, down by his teammate as well. Frag's going to be picked up by Drix. Risenation looking to make a play here.
And that's a big frag. That could possibly get 1 or 2. It goes off, doesn't get any though. Franchise did get picked up and did get out. So now Drix still got a frag to his name, but they're down almost 70 points, and the bell starts to toll, my friend. For whom the bell tolls. Rushy up there coming out of that spawn area. He's going to get down by that Hammerburst, but I think it might be too little too late. They're going to get 1 break. No, they're not going to get 1 break. That's 3 dead for Denial, but it is going to be 206, 207. We're going to have a 7 to 5 map. Number 1 goes in favor of Denial, and they're standing up. They're letting them know, PR, oh my goodness.
And that makes me question, was Denial just asleep warming up the half of the map? Because Risenation looked strong. They looked like everything was working out for them. Denial round by round by round making that comeback.
Welcome back. We are live here at Gears Pro Circuit Mexico City. And what a match that was. An unbelievable showing of character in times of adversity from Denial as they were down 2 rounds in a row, were able to bounce back there. What a match that was.
I don't think my heart can take it. I really don't. If we go 2 more rounds that way, you're going to have to call a medic. You're going to have to get some CPR over here because I'm going to go down and I'm going to be out. I'm telling you right now, John, we can't have 2 more maps like that.
Yeah, I cannot agree more. His heart can't handle it. I can't handle it either on the stage. Right, I'm going to bring it over to you. You had a chance to watch that entire match. You see Franchise, who you've actually watched as his coach bounce back in matches. You see him do it again.